Manajemen. Program Studi Magister Teknik Elektro. Program Studi Magister Arsitektur. Sedangkan untuk program sarjana, kami memberikan pilihan-pilihan untuk generasi yang ingin menjadi tenaga pengajar, seperti Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan, program studi bimbingan konseling, program studi pendidikan matematika, program studi pendidikan biologi, program studi pendidikan agama Kristen, program studi pendidikan fisika, program studi pendidikan kimia, Fakultas Sastra dan Bahasa, program studi sastra Inggris, program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris, program studi pendidikan bahasa Mandarin. Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, program studi manajemen.
Cek.
Program studi akuntansi.
Shalom. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi.
Fakultas Hukum mengembangkan generasi yang akan menuntut Indonesia dalam keadilan dengan pilihan.
Assalamualaikum
Program studi hukum.
Om Swastiastu.
Kesehatan
Namo
masyarakat
Buddhaya.
Indonesia
Salam
adalah yang
kebajikan.
utama.
Good morning.
Kami dengan Fakultas Kedokteran selalu mengembangkan
We are
ilmu
delighted
kedokteran
to welcome you
melalui
to the signing ceremony
program
between
studi
Faculty
pendidikan
of
kedokteran,
Engineering of Universitas Kristen
Fakultas
Indonesia
Teknik,
and University of
program
Applied
studi
Sciences
teknik mesin.
Upper Austria. I am Arya Wirakusuma from Universitas Kristen Indonesia,
program studi
and I will
teknik
do the
elektro,
master ceremony for today's signing ceremony. We thank God for His holy blessing.
program
We
studi
are all in
teknik
good
sipil,
condition and have the opportunity
program
to
studi
come and
arsitektur.
join this event. To start this event with grace, I would like to invite Mr. Andrew to lead us in the opening prayer. Check. I would like to welcome and acknowledge the presence of our excellencies, distinguished guests from University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, the Vice President International of University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Andreas Zehner, and Host Professor of University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Peter Kremser. I would like also to welcome and acknowledge the presence of our excellencies, distinguished guests from Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Rektor of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Dr. Daniswara Kaharjono, SH, MH, MBA, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs and Innovation, Dr. Ruman Panjaitan, Vice Rector for Finance and Marketing, Dr. Suwan Pasjata, Vice Rector for Student Affairs and Cooperation, Dr. Rarto Iyad Sedari Ketut, Vice Rector for Human Resources and Legal Affairs, Dr. Risa Gracia Kailola, Director of Postgraduate Programs, Professor Dr. Bernadetta Nadea, Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Mr. Diki Antonius, ST, MSc, Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Kerdit Simbolo, Dean of Faculty of Letters and Languages, Susan Anna Sitohang, SSMA, Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, Dr. Tut Silvanita, Dean Dean of Faculty of Law, Dr. Henry Jayadi, Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Dr. Robert Roman Sirait, Dean of Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, Dr. Ferdinand Robertua Siahaan, Dean of Faculty of Vocational Studies, Dr. Maximus Bisa Ladopura, Vice Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Mrs. Chandra Kristanti Purnomo, STMS, Head of Electrical Engineering Study Program, Insinyur Bambang Widodo, MTech, Head of Architecture Study Program, Grace Putri Dianti, STMR, Head of Civil Engineering Study Program, Mr. Sudarno Tapubolon, STMS, Head of the Mechanical Engineering Study Program, Insinyur Budiarto, MSc, Director of International Office, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Mrs. Asri Purnamasari, SPD, MED Inteso, and lecturers, staffs, and students of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and all invited guests. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to sing the national anthem of Indonesia, followed by national anthem of Austria, March of Universitas Kristen Indonesia,
Sang wayang Benterim cahyon ratas kuningin terpo Gagang marang si gagat Kang wis ulung galenganing kalong Meratan dan sang Wolodoro Kudu lindake kewajiban Bedah sipatis peteng Hanyu nari jagat Saki sini Bing jedaratan Harum gandanyo
Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and Mars of University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria. Please stand up in a formal and respectful position. Thank you. Please be seated. Now we will listen to the welcoming remarks from the Vice Rector for Student Affairs and Cooperations of Universitas Kristen Indonesia. For Dr. Erpol Iyad Veda Sitepu, the time is yours. Thank you, Dr. Iyad. Now, I would like to call on the spotlight to Vice President International of University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, to deliver the welcoming remarks. For Professor and Dr. Andreas Sehetner, the time is yours. Now we are moving to the main agenda of today's signing ceremony. I would like to invite the Director of International Office of Universitas Kristen Indonesia to give the brief explanation about the Memorandum of Agreement and the implementation arrangement for Asri Purnamasari, SPD MED Intesol. The time is yours. Thank you, Ibu Asri. I would like to welcome the participants. Oh yeah. I would like to invite the Dean of Faculty of Engineering,
Teman-teman, bagi yang punya passion di bidang teknik, sekali daftar di Fakultas Teknik UI. Kayaknya seru deh. Apa gue daftar sekarang aja?
Issues, challenges, and opportunities. This event is organized by Faculty of Engineering Universitas Kristen Indonesia in collaboration with University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria. With me, Benedicta, as Master of Ceremony. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our speakers, Professor Andreas Zahatner, Vice President International, University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Peter Kramser, Host Professor, University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, Dr. Sally Septania Napitupulu, Lecturer of Architecture Study Program, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, our moderator, Insinyur Suryo Ambadi, MSc, Lecturer of Mechanical Engineering Study Program, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and the officials of Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Dr. Daniswara Kaharyono, Rector of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, the Vice Rectors, Deans, Vice Deans, Head of Study Programs, lecturers, and students. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Dr. Daniswara Kaharyono, Rector of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, to give the opening remarks. To Dr. Daniswara, the time is yours. Let us watch video performance of traditional dance by students of Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, today's public lecture will be moderated by Insinyur Suryo Abadi, MSc. He was born on December 21, 1965. He holds a master's degree from Mechanical Engineering in Hoven University of Technology, Netherlands. Insinyur Suryo Abadi has been teaching various subjects. His areas of teachings are numerical analysis, engineering mathematics, and basic programming in mechanical engineering. His research interest is in numerical techniques for solving partial different equations using both classical and high-order numerical methods, namely finite difference methods and finite volume methods. Let us warmly welcome Insinyur Suryo Abadi to the stage. Once again, let us give a big round of applause for the speakers and moderators of today's public lecture. We would like to invite Professor Andreas Zahatner and Professor Peter Kramser to receive official souvenir by Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia. To the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Mr. Diki Antonius, please come forward. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us listen to the closing statement delivered by Mr. Diki Antonius, Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia. To Mr. Diki, the time is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, before we end our event, let us express our gratitude to God by having closing prayer. It will be led by Mr. Andrew Effendi. The floor is yours. Okay. Bukan time ya, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your participation in joining public lecture, Engineering for Innovation, Issues, Challenges, and Opportunities. See you next time.
immer am neuesten Stand der Technik, bekommt meistens Sachen mit, bevor es die breite Masse mitbekommt.
Eigentlich fette Bandbreiten von coolen Sachen. Wirklich nicht nur programmieren, so hast du ein bisschen was mit der HWA zu sagen, das ist ganz lässig. Reicht von E-Learning-Projekten bis zu wirklich Kommunikation, Social-Media-Strategien. Ich glaube, dass das wirklich ein sehr umfangreiches, gutes Studium ist und Kompetenzen für Führungskräfte. Also ganz so viele Soft-Skills haben wir auch dabei.
Ich habe ein Studium gesucht, in dem ich Animation und vielleicht ein bisschen Games-Design machen kann.
Ja, eigentlich liebe ich alles, was ich da mache, aber so 2D-Animation ist schon ziemlich geil.
Und weil da ein schöner Austausch immer stattfindet und man neuen Input bekommt.
Ja, weil das Studium, wie gesagt, von Anfang an sehr flexibel war und mit Laboreinheiten, das war wirklich sehr aufschlussreich. Und was mich total interessiert, man kann nachher bei Otto Bock, das ist ein Prothetikhersteller in Wien, arbeiten.
Die Wissensgrundbasis, die man so aufbaut, ist sehr gut.
Ja, es ist einfach irrsinnig vielfältig, ja, man lernt einfach irrsinnig viel.
Und zum anderen wollte ich aber trotzdem irgendwie mit Menschen zu tun haben. Jeder hilft an, nur wo es geht, dass jeder Jahr weiterkommt. Es ist ein sehr guter Zusammenhalt beim Studium. Innovationsmanagement oder Marketingmanagement, Marktforschung ist jetzt auch dazu gekommen.
So kriegen wir im 3. Semester Lehrveranstaltungen auf Englisch.
Und wir haben aber auch das wirtschaftliche Know-how, das heißt, wir wissen, wie man verschiedene Strategien anwenden kann.
Die Lehre von Maschinen und generell Teilen und Bewegungsabläufen.
Und halt, dass man da mit den Materialien einen Kontakt hat und versucht, da Entwicklungen auch zu machen.
Erneuerbare Energien, grüne Welle sozusagen.
Der ganze Unterricht läuft ziemlich praxisbezogen ab.
Mein Lieblingsfach war Biotechnik.
Ja, genau, Bakterien, mikrobiologische Untersuchungen, solche Sachen. Ja.
Wie die DNA funktioniert, wie man es replizieren kann und Mischung aus den biologischen und chemischen Reaktionen, die man so im Leben vorfindet.
Man ist wie eine große Familie am Campus.
Man kommt schnell in Kontakt mit den Leuten, es sind alle sehr offen und es ist schon klasse, wenn man einfach so viele unterschiedliche Eindrücke mitkriegt. Würde ich sofort wieder machen.
Am Ende hat man eine gute Ausbildung, mit der man sich nie verstecken braucht.
University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria.
Teaching and learning with pleasure, researching inquisitively.
Founded in 1994, the University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria is one of the leading universities of its kind. With more than 6,000 students in 70 internationally recognized degree programs, 450 academics in research and teaching, and students from 60 different countries, it's an important player in university education in Austria. Cooperations with 250 partner universities worldwide and more than 1,000 industry partners provide a vast amount of opportunities in international education and research.
All 4 schools, the School of Medical Engineering and Applied Social Sciences in Linz,
the School of Informatics, Communications and Media in Hagenberg,
the School of Engineering in Wels,
and the School of Management in Steyr
feature a very modern infrastructure with state-of-the-art laboratories, lecture halls and equipment to provide a stimulating environment for students. In addition to receiving high-quality education, our graduates benefit from top job prospects and a seamless transition into meaningful careers.
But it's not all work and no play. Our sports club offers students, graduates, and employees a wide range of sports activities to choose from. And our students know how to party. Entertaining events such as the Crazy Boat Race Boatmania or the Solar Car Challenge are just a few examples of the playful culture to be found at our 4 campuses.
What makes Upper Austria special? The province of Upper Austria is located in the heart of Austria and in the centre of Europe. It's a strong economic region which provides a number of advantages. More than 25% of Austria's exports come from this region, and many internationally recognised companies such as voestalpine, BMW, KTM, Rosenbauer and Rotax have operations here, with our graduates serving as valuable employees. This creates excellent job opportunities, resulting in a 99% employment rate for our graduates in their desired professions. And it's a safe place to live, providing one of the highest standards of living in Europe.
Upper Austria is truly beautiful, with a wide range of leisure activities and absolutely filled with culture. Springboard University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria. The quality of our education is mirrored by the success of our graduates. Some have become the CEOs of branch offices of globally operating companies such as Google, and others have founded their own startups that have developed into well-known players in their respective industries. Our motto, Make It Real, sums it up best.
Make the University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria part of your reality. Join us in developing knowledge, skills, and dreams for a better tomorrow.
Searching for the breath inside me. Nothing hurts like gasping for air. While I'm diving and coming up with nothing. Eyes locked tight on visions, wishing they were there.
Hey guys, kalian lagi ngapain?
Lagi ngerjain tugas.
Acara Fakultas di Fakultas Teknik udah mulai loh.
Oh iya. Ayo.
Wah, kayaknya bikin festival kali ini seru deh.
Iya.
Kalian penasaran nggak?
Ayo.
Selamat datang di Laboratorium Teknik Mesin Putih. Yuk kita lihat apa aja yang ada di dalam.
Salah satu mesin di laboratorium ini adalah mesin bubut. Mesin bubut merupakan mesin yang digunakan untuk memotong atau membentuk benda kerja dengan cara diputar pada pahat bubut. Contoh hasil dari mesin bubut adalah pembuatan roda gigi, poros, dan juga baut. Selanjutnya adalah alat uji impact, digunakan untuk mengetahui kekuatan bahan uji dengan pukulan yang datang secara tiba-tiba. Ada dua metode yang digunakan, yaitu metode Sharpie, di mana bahan uji di posisi horizontal, dan metode kedua adalah metode Izot, di mana pemasangan bahan secara vertikal.
Gimana? Keren ya?
Keren sih, tapi lebih keren lagi tulisan kami loh.
Yuk. Ayo.
Selamat datang di Laboratorium
Teknik Elektro UI. Yuk kita masuk ke dalam.
Saat ini, kita sedang berada di Laboratorium Konversi Tenaga Listrik dan Teknik Tegangan Tinggi. Salah satu karya mahasiswa di laboratorium ini adalah pembangkit listrik tenaga hybrid atau PLTH. Nah, PLTH ini mengkombinasikan 3 sumber energi, yaitu matahari atau yang bisa kita sebut photovoltaic, air dalam bentuk mikrohidro, serta genset. Selanjutnya, kita memasuki laboratorium sistem telekomunikasi dan laboratorium teknik kontrol. Salah satu alat di laboratorium ini adalah PLC atau Programmable Logic Controller. PLC merupakan perangkat yang banyak digunakan untuk otomasi proses industri, seperti pengawasan dan pengontrolan mesin di jalur perakitan suatu pabrik.
Keren sih, tapi kalian perlu belajar dulu nih. Masalah. Yuk, ikut gua.
Selamat datang di Teknik Sipil Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Penasaran kan labnya apa aja? Yuk kita ke lab beton dulu.
Laboratorium beton merupakan tempat untuk praktikum mahasiswa membuat sampel-sampel beton berupa silinder dan kubus. Tujuannya untuk menguji ketahanan agregat kasar terhadap keausan serta menguji kuat tekan pada beton. Selanjutnya, yuk kita lihat di laboratorium mekanika tanah. Jadi, kegiatan utama di laboratorium ini untuk praktikum mahasiswa dalam membuat serta menguji sifat dan karakteristik tanah, perbaikan tanah, fondasi, perilaku, dan pemodelan tanah, yang tentunya dilengkapi dengan alat-alat laboratorium sesuai dengan SNI.
Gimana? Keren nggak?
Keren banget sih. Pasti keren loh, orang kita UKI unggul, Fakultas Teknologi, ya kan? Tapi ada satu lagi, ada satu yang kita lupa. Prodi Arsitektur.
Oh iya,
ya kan? Iya. Daripada nggak lama kita langsung ke studio aja yuk. Yuk, studio yuk. Selamat datang di studio C Arsitektur UKI. Yuk, langsung aja kita masuk. Di Prodi Arsitektur UKI kita punya mesin laser cutting. Mesin laser cutting ini akan membantu teman-teman untuk membuat maket. Jadi teman-teman nggak usah kesusahan atau kebingungan lagi kalau misalnya punya desain bangunan yang unik atau meliuk-liuk. Gak cuman mesin laser cutting aja, kita juga punya meja yang ukurannya besar dan juga bisa diangkat. Ini membantu banget nih buat teman-teman yang akan mensketsa desain bangunan kalian. Gimana? Keren kan arsitek?
Pastinya keren dong.
Nah teman-teman, ini belum semuanya, masih ada banyak lagi sebenarnya.
Pengen tahu lebih dalam lagi tentang Fakultas Teknik UKI?
Nah, kebetulan nih kita lagi ngadain tugas sampai dengan 15 Juli 2022.
Yuk datang ke sini.
Kita tunggu ya kedatangan adik-adik.
Siap.
Step quiet next time. I'm the jump master. I'm the jump master. Let the research begin. Most alive, I suggest we divert some scrap. Target spotted. First thing
juga deh. Teman-teman, bagi yang punya passion di bidang teknik, skui dokter di Fakultas Teknik UI, kayaknya seru deh. Apa gue daftar sekarang aja?
Aja padha turu sore.
Bentaring cahyon ratas kuningin terpo gadang marang si gagat kanggus ulung kalenganing kalong meratan dan sang golodoro kudu lindaki kewajiban bedah kipatis terpen hanyu nari jagat saisine bing jejaratan arum gandanyo.
neuesten Stand der Technik, bekommt meistens Sachen mit, bevor es die breite Masse mitbekommt.
Eigentlich fette Bandbreiten von coolen Sachen. Wirklich nicht nur programmieren, so hast du ein bisschen was mit der HWA zu tun, das ist ganz lässig. Vielleicht von E-Learning-Projekten bis zu wirklich Kommunikation, Social-Media-Strategien. Ich glaube, dass das wirklich ein sehr umfangreiches, gutes Studium ist.
Und Kompetenzen für Führungskräfte, also ganz so viele Soft Skills haben wir auch dabei.
Ich habe ein Studium gesucht, in dem ich Animation und vielleicht ein bisschen Games Design machen kann.
Ja, eigentlich liebe ich alles, was ich gerade mache, aber so 2D-Animation ist schon ziemlich geil.
Und weil da ein schöner Austausch immer stattfindet und man neuen Input bekommt.
Ja, weil das Studium, wie gesagt, von Anfang an sehr flexibel war und mit Laboreinheiten, das war wirklich sehr aufschlussreich. Und was mich total interessiert, man kann nachher bei Otto Bock, das ist ein Prothetikhersteller in Wien, arbeiten.
Die Wissensgrundbasis, die man so aufbaut, ist sehr gut. Ja, es ist einfach irrsinnig vielfältig, ja, man lernt einfach irrsinnig viel.
Und zum anderen wollte ich aber trotzdem irgendwie mit Menschen zu tun haben. Jeder hilft an, nur wo es geht, dass jeder ja weiterkommt. Es ist ein sehr guter Zusammenhalt beim Studium. Innovationsmanagement oder Marketingmanagement, Marktforschung ist jetzt auch dazu gekommen.
So kriegen wir im 3. Semester Lehrveranstaltungen auf Englisch.
Und wir haben aber auch das wirtschaftliche Know-how, das heißt, wir wissen, wie man verschiedene Strategien anwenden kann.
Die Lehre von Maschinen und ihren Teilen und Bewegungsabläufen.
Und halt, dass man da mit den Materialien einen Kontakt hat und versucht, da Entwicklungen auch zu machen.
Erneuerbare Energien, grüne Welle sozusagen.
Der ganze Unterricht läuft ziemlich praxisbezogen ab.
Mein Lieblingsfach war Biotechnik.
Ja, genau, Bakterien, mikrobiologische Untersuchungen, solche Sachen. Ja.
Wie die DNA funktioniert, wie man es replizieren kann und Mischung aus den biologischen und chemischen Reaktionen, die man so im Leben vorfindet.
Man ist wie eine große Familie am Campus.
Man kommt schnell in Kontakt mit den Leuten, es sind alle sehr offen und es ist schon klasse, wenn man einfach so viele unterschiedliche Eindrücke mitkriegt. Würde ich sofort wieder machen.
Am Ende hat man eine gute Ausbildung, mit der man sich nicht verstecken braucht.
University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria.
Teaching and learning with pleasure, researching inquisitively.
Founded in 1994, the University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria is one of the leading universities of its kind. With more than 6,000 students in 70 internationally recognized degree programs, 450 academics in research and teaching, and students from 60 different countries, it's an important player in university education in Austria. Cooperations with 250 partner universities worldwide and more than 1,000 industry partners provide a vast amount of opportunities in international education and research.
All 4 schools, the School of Medical Engineering and Applied Social Sciences in Linz,
the School of Informatics, Communications and Media in Hagenberg,
the School of Engineering in Wels,
and the School of Management in Steyr
feature a very modern infrastructure with state-of-the-art laboratories, lecture halls and equipment to provide a stimulating environment for students. In addition to receiving high-quality education, our graduates benefit from top job prospects and a seamless transition into meaningful careers.
But it's not all work and no play. Our sports club offers students, graduates, and employees a wide range of sports activities to choose from. And our students know how to party. Entertaining events such as the Crazy Boat Race Boatmania or the Solar Car Challenge are just a few examples of the playful culture to be found at our 4 campuses.
What makes Upper Austria special? The province of Upper Austria is located in the heart of Austria and in the centre of Europe. It's a strong economic region which provides a number of advantages. More than 25% of Austria's exports come from this region, and many internationally recognised companies such as voestalpine, BMW, KTM, Rosenbauer and Rotax have operations here, with our graduates serving as valuable employees. This creates excellent job opportunities, resulting in a 99% employment rate for our graduates in their desired professions. And it's a safe place to live, providing one of the highest standards of living in Europe.
Upper Austria is truly beautiful, with a wide range of leisure activities and absolutely filled with culture. Springboard University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria. The quality of our education is mirrored by the success of our graduates. Some have become the CEOs of branch offices of globally operating companies such as Google, and others have founded their own startups that have developed into well-known players in their respective industries. Our motto, Make It Real, sums it up best.
Make the University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria part of your reality. Join us in developing knowledge, skills, and dreams for a better tomorrow.
Searching for the breath inside me. Nothing hurts like gasping for air. While I'm diving and coming up with nothing. Eyes locked tight on visions, wishing they were there.
Hey guys, kalian lagi ngapain?
Lagi ngerjain tugas.
Acara Universitas Fakultas Teknik udah mulai loh.
Oh iya. Ayo.
Wah, kayaknya bikin festival kali ini seru deh.
Iya,
Kalian bisa aja.
Ayo. Selamat datang di Laboratorium Teknik Mesin Putih. Yuk kita lihat apa aja yang ada di dalam. Salah satu mesin di laboratorium ini adalah mesin bubut. Mesin bubut merupakan mesin yang digunakan untuk memotong atau membentuk benda kerja dengan cara diputar pada pahat bubut. Contoh hasil dari mesin bubut adalah pembuatan roda gigi, poros, dan juga baut. Selanjutnya adalah alat uji impact, digunakan untuk mengetahui kekuatan bahan uji dengan pukulan yang datang secara tiba-tiba. Ada dua metode yang digunakan, yaitu metode Serpi, di mana bahan uji di posisi horizontal, dan metode kedua adalah metode Izot, di mana pemasangan bahan secara vertikal. Gimana? Keren ya?
Keren sih, tapi lebih keren lagi jurusan kami loh.
Oh, bisa. Yuk, ayo.
Selamat datang di Laboratorium
Teknik Elektro UI. Yuk kita masuk ke dalam. Saat ini, kita sedang berada di Laboratorium Konversi Tenaga Listrik dan Teknik Tegangan Tinggi. Salah satu karya mahasiswa di laboratorium ini adalah pembangkit listrik tenaga hybrid atau PLTH. Nah, PLTH ini mengkombinasikan 3 sumber energi, yaitu matahari atau yang bisa kita sebut photovoltaic, air dalam bentuk mikrohidro, serta genset. Selanjutnya, kita memasuki laboratorium sistem telekomunikasi dan laboratorium teknik kontrol. Salah satu alat di laboratorium ini adalah PLC atau Programmable Logic Controller. PLC merupakan perangkat yang banyak digunakan untuk otomasi proses industri, seperti pengawasan dan pengontrolan mesin di jalur perakitan suatu pabrik.
Keren sih, tapi kalian perlu belajar dulu nih teknik listrik. Masa-masa. Yuk, ikut juga. Selamat datang di Teknik Sipil Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Penasaran kan labnya apa aja? Yuk kita ke lab beton dulu.
Laboratorium beton merupakan tempat untuk praktikum mahasiswa membuat sampel-sampel beton berupa silinder dan kubus. Tujuannya untuk menguji ketahanan agregat kasar terhadap keausan serta menguji kuat tekan pada beton. Selanjutnya, yuk kita lihat di laboratorium mekanika tanah. Jadi, kegiatan utama di laboratorium ini untuk praktikum mahasiswa dalam membuat serta menguji sifat dan karakteristik tanah, perbaikan tanah, fondasi, perilaku, dan pemodelan tanah. Yang tentunya dilengkapi dengan alat-alat laboratorium sesuai dengan SNI.
Gimana? Keren nggak?
Keren banget sih. Pasti keren loh, orang kita uji unggul sama teknologi, ya kan? Tapi ada satu lagi, kita lupa. Prodi arsitektur, ya kan? Iya, daripada nggak lama kita langsung ke studio aja yuk. Yuk, studio yuk. Selamat datang di studio C arsitektur UI. Yuk, langsung aja kita masuk. Di Prodi Arsitektur UKI kita punya mesin laser cutting. Mesin laser cutting ini akan membantu teman-teman untuk membuat maket. Jadi teman-teman gak usah kesusahan atau kebingungan lagi kalau misalnya punya desain bangunan yang unik atau meliuk-liuk. Gak cuman mesin laser cutting aja, kita juga punya meja yang ukurannya besar dan juga bisa diangkat. Ini membantu banget nih buat teman-teman yang akan mencetak desain bangunan kalian. Gimana? Keren kan arsitek?
Pastinya keren dong.
Nah teman-teman, ini belum semuanya, masih ada banyak lagi sebenarnya.
Pengen tahu lebih dalam lagi tentang Fakultas Teknik ini?
Nah, kebetulan nih kita lagi ngadain juga sampai dengan 15 Juli 2022.
Yuk datang ke sini.
Kita tunggu ya kedatangan adik-adik.
Siap.
Check. We are about to start our event. Please be seated. Thank you. Shalom. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya. Salam kebajikan. Good morning and guten morgen. We apologize for the delay of the event, and we are delighted to welcome you to the signing ceremony between Faculty of Engineering of Universitas Kristen Indonesia and the University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria. I am Arya Wirakusuma from Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and I will be the master of ceremony for today's signing ceremony. We thank God for His holy blessings that we are all in the good conditions and have the opportunity to come and join this event. To start this event with grace, I would like to invite Mr. Andrew to lead us in the opening prayer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we start our activity, let's pray together. Our Father in heaven, thank you for today, and we are really grateful for your blessing and grace of us, where we gather today for this occasion of this event. Please guide us, O dear Lord Jesus, and bless each and every one of us in here and in the meeting room Zoom, and we can carry out our activity well today. We are leave our future time in your merciful hands. Only in the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Andrew. I would like to welcome and acknowledge the presence of our excellencies, distinguished guests, Vice President International of University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Andreas de Hetner. And please give a round of applause for Professor Zehetner. And he's still on the way, host professor of University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Peter Kremser. I would like also to welcome and acknowledge the presence of our excellencies, distinguished guests from Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Rector of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Dr. Daniswara Kaharjono, SH, MH, MBA, Vice Rector for Academic Affairs and Innovation, Dr. Human Panjaitan, Vice Rector for Finance and Marketing, Dr. Juanifa Sidarta, Vice Rector for Student Affairs and Cooperation, Dr. Rerpol Iyat Veda Sitepu, Vice Rector for Human Resources and Legal Affairs, Dr. Lisa Gracia Kailola, Director of Postgraduate Programs, Professor Dr. Bernadetta Nadeak, Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Diki Antonius, ST, MSc, Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Kerdit Simbolon, Dean of Faculty of Letters and Languages, Susan Aha Sitohang, SSMA, Dean of Faculty of Economic and Business, Dr. Ketut Silvanita, Dean of Faculty of Law, Dr. Hendri Jayadi, Dean of Faculty of Medicine, Dr. Robert Hotman Sirait, Dean of Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, Dr. Ferdinand Robertua Sihaan, Dean of Faculty of Vocational Studies, Dr. Maximus Bisa Ladopurap, Vice Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Chandra Kristanti Purnomo, STMT, Head of the Electrical Engineering Study Program, Insinyur Bambang Widodo, Head of the Architecture Study Program, Grace Putri Dianti, STMRs, Head of the Civil Engineering Study Program, Sudarno Tampu Bolon, STMSC, Head of Mechanical Engineering Study Program, Insinyur Budiarto, MSc, Director of International Office, Asri Purnamasari, SPD, MED, Intesol, lecturers, staffs, and students of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and all invited guests. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to sing the National Anthem of Indonesia, followed by National Anthem of Austria, March of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and March of University of Applied Science, Upper Austria. Please stand up in a formal and respectful position.
Di sana Universitas Kristen Indonesia, universitas kita, pelambang ilmu dan budaya bangsa, turut membina pendidikan kita, bergerak maju membangun alam semesta, bekerja penuh kasih dan bakti, melayani bukan dilayani, abdi nusa dan bangsa. Universitas Kristen Indonesia, universitas kita, pelambang ilmu dan budaya bangsa, turut membina pendidikan kita, dan kami mahasiswa-mahasiswinya bersama mengejar ilmu dan cita-cita, mengabdi membina nusa negeri kita yang jaya.
Thank you. Please be seated. Now we will listen to the welcoming remarks from the Vice Rector for Student Affairs and Cooperation of Universitas Kristen Indonesia. For Dr. Rapol Iyet Veda Sitepu, the floor is yours.
Before I begin my speech, allow me to welcome first our two speakers today from the Fachhochschule Oberösterreich, Professor Dr. Andreas Zettner. Good morning and welcome again to Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and also to Professor Peter Kremse, who came all the way from his house, not so far from Universitas Kristen Indonesia, but stuck in the heavy traffic today. But he is here with us today. So good morning and welcome to you both again at Universitas Kristen Indonesia. dear guests, Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Mr. Diki Antonius, Vice Dean, Ibu Chandra, Head of Study Programs of the Faculty of Engineering of UKI. I also see the head of the Master's Degree Program of the Electrical Engineering, Dr. Leonard Lisapali, and also I can see, Dean of the Faculty of Languages and Literature, Ms. Susan Siptohang, Vice Deans, Head of Study Programs at UKI, and my dear students of Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Welcome to the public lecture, Engineering for Innovation Issues, Challenges, and Opportunities. And for today's event, we bring three distinguished speakers. First is Professor Zettner, secondly, Professor Kremser, and our own Dr. Sally Napitupulu. So please give applause to our three speakers who are here with us today. So UKI and the University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria started collaboration last year with the MOU signing ceremony, and today we are having a public lecture series as part of our cooperation. So this event is the collaboration between the Faculty of Engineering and University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria. As one of the leading university in Indonesia, Universitas Kristen Indonesia strive for excellence in its teaching, research, and community development. So I do hope that teachers and students will also hold to this superior quality in their own respective areas. So we hope UKI and University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, can implement further collaboration to create new programs and activities for students and also for faculties, so that our vision and mission will be achieved not in a very long time. And before I end my speech, I would like to express sorry for not having our rector at the moment. He is currently giving also a lecture at Universitas Indonesia, but he will be with us later in the afternoon. So have a fruitful meeting, everybody, and enjoy today's topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Iet. Now, I would like to call on the spotlight to the Vice President International of University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, to deliver the welcoming remarks. For Professor Dr. Andreas Zehetner, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Dear UKI leadership, dear professors, dear colleagues, I might say already, dear friends, dear students, I'm super happy to be here already for the second time in only a couple of months. I was here for the first time exactly in this room in October last year, and since then so many things have happened. Today we will speak about engineering and how engineering and innovation is connected. And one of the central elements of working engineering innovation is relationships. because relationships, if done well, facilitate our work enormously. They enrich us with thoughts, they give us different perspectives, and they help us to understand the needs and the demands of the respective other. I understand my culture. I do not understand yet the Indonesian culture, but you understand. We have the same issues that we are dealing with, but we look at these from different angles and perspectives. Good engineering and good innovation happens if those different perspectives are considered. And I believe this is one of the main pillars of a society. We call it also science diplomacy, that aside from all the issues that we are having currently in the world and on this planet, the scientific institutions, the university, collaborate. They work together, they make friends, and they drive progress, and they help to develop our society. This, I believe, is the most important thing that we need currently. This is why I'm so happy that in an amazing speed, congratulations, Uki, we managed to get one step after the other further in our collaboration. I just heard that the first students, the first faculty members will be sent to Austria very soon. We will welcome them. I'm super happy to be here again. I love the speed, the friendliness, and the humanness in which this collaboration started and is ongoing. Thank you very much to everybody. I'm super happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sehetner. Now we are moving to the main agenda of today's signing ceremony. I would like to invite the Director of International Office of Universitas Kristen Indonesia to give the brief explanation about the Memorandum of Agreement and the implementation arrangement for Asri Purnamasari, SPD MED Inteso. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arya. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to read the cooperation today. UKIS proudly present the cooperation between Upper University Austria with Faculty of Engineering. So for Memorandum of Agreement between Faculty of Engineering of Universitas Kristen Indonesia and University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria. Signed by the Dean, Diki Antonius, ST MSc, the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, acting for and on behalf of the Faculty of Engineering of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, hereafter referred to the first party, and the second, Prof. Andreas Zehetner, position Vice President International University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, acting for and on behalf of University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, hereinafter referred to the second party. Both universities hereby agree to sign this Memorandum of Agreement and agree to cooperate with the principle of partnership and mutual benefit in the implementation of educational activities, research and community services, as well as science publications. Other matters concerning the implementation of this Memorandum of Agreement will be related to the separate cooperation agreement document in accordance with the agreement of both parties. With this, both parties have mutually agreed to enter into cooperation agreement in the activities of Tridharma of higher education, including education, research, and community services. The purpose of the cooperation agreement is to conduct three dharma of higher education and to principle mutual assistance and benefit for both parties. The scope of this cooperation agreement includes activities preparing human resources for the implementation of education, research, and community services that is professional and responsible. Second, holding expert lectures. Third, conducting research and development in institutions. Conducting community services. Conducting scientific publication in the form of international seminars and conferences, proceedings, and journals. Holding international seminars, conferences, colloquiums, and other professional forums. Holding student activities program. Any cost incurred in connection with the implementation of this cooperation agreement will be pursued by both parties or other parties or non-binding sponsor. This cooperation agreement is valid for 5 years, starting from the signing of this memorandum of agreement, and can be extended as needed based on the evaluation in accordance with the agreement of the parties. These parties agrees if there are things that are not sufficient, not regulated in this agreement, they will govern as the additional agreement, signed by the both parties. Thank you very much. And now I would like to read for the implementation of arrangement. According to the Memorandum of Understanding between Universitas Kristen Indonesia and University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, dated October 20, 2022, and the Memorandum of Agreement, Upper University Austria and Universitas Kristen Indonesia hereby declared that we carry out activity public lectures in collaboration with Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, with the theme Engineering for Innovation, Issues, Challenges, and Opportunities. So now I would like to welcome the parties to sign both Memorandum of Agreement and also implementation arrangement from Faculty of Engineering. So I will let Mr. Arya to lead us in the Memorandum of Understanding signing ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Asri. I would like to invite the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Mr. Diki Antonius, ST.MT, Vice Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Chandra Kristanti Purnomo, ST.MT, Head of the Electrical Engineering Study Program, Insinyur Bambang Widodo, Head of Architecture Study Program, Grace Putri Dianti, ST.MRs, Head of the Civil Engineering Study Program, and the Head of the Mechanical Engineering Study Program, Insinyur Budiarto, MSc, and also Vice President International of University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Andreas Sehetner, and the host Professor of University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Peter Kremser. Please come forward to sign the MOA and IA documents. Please give a round of applause for Faculty of Engineering of Universitas Kristen Indonesia and University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria. All right, now we are going to take a picture. Please, to all distinguished guests, please give your best smile to the camera. All right, now say cheese in 1, 2, 3. All right, great. All right, please hold still in your position. Now I would like to invite the Vice Rector and all leaders of Universitas Kristen Indonesia to come forward to take a picture together. Yeah, let's take a picture in 1, 2, 3, smile. All right, great, everyone. Now I would like to invite all participants to come forward to the stage. All right, sorry, after this. To all faculty members of and all the leaders of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, to Dr. Maximus, Pak Dokter. All right, I think in the right side is still empty. You can feel the right side. Sebelah kanan Kak Aci masih kosong. All right, let's take a picture in. Give your best smile in 1. Oh, not yet. In 1, 2, 3. All right, let's take a picture in 1, 2, 3. Done. In 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. Thank you, everyone. Now, I would like to invite all participants, the students and lecturers, to come forward. Please come forward and take a picture. Maju, maju. Bisa diisi di atas. Bisa dicari posisi yang paling bagus untuk foto teman-teman mahasiswa. And also the participants from Zoom, you can open your camera and smile, and we will take a picture from the screenshot. Alright, silakan dicari posisi terbaik. Pastikan mukanya masuk kamera karena akan masuk kalender UKI.
Lambang dong kita sih, lambang.
Yuk, ke depan aja yuk foto-foto.
Jongkok.
Ayo biar kelihatan rame fotonya. Kan ada 1000 orang di ruangan ini. Oke, silahkan dicari posisi terbaik. Awas rawan crop kalau di pinggir. Alright. Alright, now let's take a picture. Look at the camera in the middle. In 1, 2, 3, smile. Uki unggul, pose uki unggulnya. 1, show your 2 fingers. In 1, 2, 3. Alright, everyone. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Alright, say cheese, everyone. Now it's done. Thank you. Please go back to your seats, and we are going to continue to our events.
Makasih ya untuk waktunya.
Iya, ya, wis, Pak.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
All right, everyone, please be seated. Finally, we have reached the end of the signing ceremony between Faculty of Engineering of Universitas Kristen Indonesia and University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria. Now we are moving to the public lecture. I give the floor to Benedicta Stella Fortunae as the Master of Ceremony for the public lecture.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, good morning, salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, dan salam kebajikan. Welcome to public lecture Engineering for Innovation, Issues, Challenges, and Opportunities. This event is organized by Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, in collaboration with University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria. With me, Benedicta, as Master of Ceremony. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our speakers, Professor Andreas Zahatner, Vice President International, University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, Professor Dr. Peter Kramser, Host Professor, University of Applied Sciences, Upper Austria, Dr. Sally Septania Napitupulu, Lecturer of Architecture Study Program, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, our moderator, Insinyur Suryo Abadi MSc, Lecturer of Mechanical Engineering Study Program, Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, and the officials of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Dr. Iyat Veda Sitepu, Vice Rector for Student Affairs and Cooperation, Deans, Vice Deans, Head of Study Programs, lecturers, students, and all participants from our partner institution who join on-site and online via Zoom. Ladies and gentlemen, let us watch video performance of traditional dance by students of Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia.
Yo prakanca dolanan ning jaba rembulan aja padha turu sore.
Entering cahyon ratas kuningin terto gatang marang si gagat kang wis ulung galenganing kalong meratan dan sang Molodoro kudu nindakake kewajiban bedah kipatis peteng banyu nari jagat sakisine ing jejaratan arum gandanyo.
All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, today's public lecture will be moderated by Insinyur Suryo Abadi, MSc. Insinyur Suryo Abadi was born December 21, 1965. He holds a master's degree from Mechanical Engineering and Hoven University of Technology, Netherlands. He has been teaching various subjects. His areas of teaching are numerical analysis, engineering mathematics, and basic programming in mechanical engineering. His research interest is in numerical techniques for solving partial differential equations using both classical and high-order numerical methods, namely finite difference methods and finite volume methods. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us warmly welcome Insinyur Suryo Abadi to the stage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, student and member of faculty lecture. And today we have three speakers, and in this event, I would like to introduce for short bio from the first speaker, Professor Andreas Sehatner. Okay, Andreas Sehatner was born on March 7, 1968. He holds the position of Vice President International and a professor on marketing at University of Applied Science, Upper Austria. He holds master degree from the Johannes Kepler University of Linz and doctoral degree from Karl Francis University of Graz. Professor Sehatner has been teaching at various universities. His area of teaching comprise business-to-business marketing, marketing strategy, marketing research, cross-cultural marketing, and global business. His research, his work in organizational buying behavior, business-to-business marketing, employer and recruitment marketing, business negotiation, and emotional intelligence in sales and sales management. Okay, Professor Sehatner, time is yours, and for 25 minutes, and we will be, the Q&A will be held after three speakers give presentation. Okay, time is yours.
It's all fixed. Yeah, thank you very much again. Two things before I start. A couple of days ago, in preparation of this lecture, I bought my first batik shirt. And I'm very happy with it because I did not know how good it feels to wear this. Thank you for showing me. Second announcement, I brought my mascot. You know Angela, yeah? This is my university mascot. It travels with me to every place where I'm going. It is, in a sense, my little protector. It is a fox. Fox in our European mythology stands for cleverness and being smart. I define cleverness and being smart as the application of wisdom, so applied wisdom. We are representing a University of Applied Sciences, and this is why I think this fits quite well. I hope you apologize that he is joining me here today. Can we start with the slide deck? Very good. Yeah, so my speech, 25 minutes, recognized it quite well, Fatu, thank you. Actually has not more than 3 words. The 3 R of science: relevance, rigor, and relationships. But being a professor, please apologize that I cannot stop after saying 3 words. I need more. Next one, please. To get a better understanding of how we understand engineering and innovation, I give you a very brief introduction in what we are doing. You see here our 4 schools. We have a campus of communication, media, and informatics. We have a campus of medical science and medical engineering. We have a campus of business, and we have a school of engineering, which is the largest one. What is very specific is that these 4 schools interact in a variety of topics. They are interdisciplinary organized. When it comes to energy, for instance, we use the capabilities of our engineering school to understand how to produce, transmit, and save energy. But that's not all. We are living in an interconnected world, so we need our IT school to help us understanding the energy grids that are covering the whole planet, which is an IT topic. If we are going into medical, in our medical engineering school, we produce, for instance, implants, prosthetics. To do so, we need special materials. These materials are developed, tried, and tested at our School of Engineering. In our School of Business, we deal a lot with operations management and production operations. Production and operations management does not go without robotics, without automatization. And this is what we borrow from our School of Engineering. And I could give you many examples of where our schools intensively collaborate, because we managed that those schools are not silos, but are interconnected units. That's very important for us. Next one, please. Very briefly, and this is also directed to you students, if you might be interested in doing part of your studies or graduate studies with us, this is an overview about the studies which we offer in English language. We have one program in global sales and marketing, a business-related program with a huge outreach in intercultural management. Next one, please. We have a graduate program in medical engineering, and we will very shortly discuss about that with the colleagues from the School of Engineering. Next. We have an international English taught program in interactive media. This is an IT program for people who want to be engaged in creating computer games, creating interaction interfaces between the man and the machine. Next one, please. And then we have a couple of programs that are solely dedicated to engineering, innovation and product management, which is the bridge between the business and the engineering. Next. Electrical engineering, which is focused on production, storage, and transmission of energy, very much into automotive mobility. Next. That's the program Automotive Mechatronics and Management. Again, a combination of business application and engineering, and we do this together with big motor companies like BMW and Volkswagen Group. Next. Sustainable energy systems, we will hear later, is one of the most significant and relevant topics that we are dealing with currently. In Europe, we have an energy war, as you might know, not only a political, but an energy war. And this program tries to understand how can we substitute energies, fossil energies, by other sources of energy. Next one. And the last one is a combination, we call it green science, where we combine food sciences, biotechnology, environmental sciences, and agriculture. And that is dedicated to help future graduates to support feeding the world with nutritious and healthy food. That's an undergraduate program. Next one, please. Whenever you are interested, and I need to underline that it is super important for us to be here in Indonesia, because we strongly believe in the power of this country. If you are interested in any of these programs, Peter Gremser is our man here. You can scan the QR code now or later. He is the one who helps you with any question. Next one, please. The 3 R of science, rigor, relevance, and relationships, are driving our engineering school in hopefully making the right decisions. Let's start with relevance. Next one, please. I'm asking you now, students, what are relevant topics in engineering? What are relevant topics in engineering? How would you answer this question? Where are the engineering students? Hands up. Engineering students. Here. What are relevant topics? What are relevant topics? Huh? Physics. It helps. That's a facilitator. That's not a topic. Sorry. What are the burning topics? Next one, please. The burning topics that we are having are those which help the individual and or help the society. This is where we have to go in engineering. Helping the individual or helping the society. Next slide, please. This is just, and I need to spy now a little bit in my slides because that's really small and you cannot see it. This is a 2022 paper about the most relevant topics in environmental engineering. And those are materials, pollution, toxicity removal, biomass, bioenergy, water, wastewater treatment, and sustainability. All those topics directly refer to creating a better world for the individual and or the society. This, dear students, you should go for when you are aiming for your thesis, for your research. Next one, please. At our university, we have 6 main research topics, and they are all aligned to this relevance thought. What does it help the individual? What does it help the society? Logistics, and that means not only moving goods from one place to another. That has been solved more or less. We have issues now. You see how fragile these systems are. Broken supply chains. But also logistics refers to the mobility of thoughts, to the mobility of money, to the mobility of food from a place where it is in surplus to a place where it is in need. These are things that we have to deal with. Energy, that's evident. We are running out of certain sources of energy, and we see in Europe how fast that can go. We need to work on that. Medical engineering. People are growing older. We have illnesses which we were not prepared for, and one of those you still know, those of you who are wearing the masks. Yeah? So we need to work in preparing better products for those people that are in need for it for their physical or also mental health. Food technology and nutrition, I said already. Millions of people are dying from hunger, whilst in other places in the world, we throw away food. Give me 1 minute to share a story with you. I was staying in the Jakarta DoubleTree Hilton Hotel for the last 2 nights, and today I decided to move to another hotel. The trigger was one statement from the receptionist when I arrived on Sunday evening. I arrived at 7:35 p.m. and I asked, because I had access to a lounge, and I asked for some food for my wife and myself because they told me that the food is closing at 7:30. I was there at 7:35 and they said, no, we don't have food for you because we threw away everything already. 5 minutes after the dinner closes, they managed to throw away everything already. This is an American hotel chain. That was the moment where I decided not to stay longer than I need to do because of my booking, and I changed the hotel. Food is a valuable resource and we should not throw it away. And we should have our engineers working on products that are good enough, that keep their freshness for a long time. That's what we have to do. Next, production. In my country and in Europe, production is super expensive. The easiest way for us was to outsource production to countries where labor is cheap. But that's not the solution. That's not the solution, because it simply shifts the problem from one place to another. In smart production, we have to find ways that everywhere in the world we can produce the goods that we need in a way that is sustainable, that is taking care of the people, and that is taking care also of the business profits of the companies. We have to understand that. And lastly, mobility, and I think I do not have to say anything, you are all living in Jakarta, is an issue. I guess you agree. We have to find ways to create a better, not only automotive, a better mobility for the many people that we have on our planet. Next one, please. Scientific rigor, super important. It is defined as the strict application of methods to ensure unbiased and controlled experimental design methodology, analysis, interpretation, and reporting of results. This is what we teach all our researchers in the very beginning. Next slide, please. And scientific rigor at our university has a couple of facets. The first is, of course, a university needs to have top-notch research equipment. Those that are interested, on our website, you find a list of the labs that we are having, and we are always fighting with the government to get better, more advanced equipment, because without equipment, an engineer cannot work properly. But also we have to talk about integrity and ethics. We have to properly prepare and understand our research data. We have to sanction misconduct, which we are doing. That's academic rigor. And we have to enhance the public involvement. We have to enhance and get the people aboard that we need for our research. We facilitate open science. We disseminate our results and our findings publicly without being too closed and secluded in what we did is ours. No, what we did is the property of all of us. Next one, please. One example for that is an upcoming conference for those that are interested in more business and culturally related studies. This is a conference in May this year in my School of Business, where we disseminate for free to the public our research results. That's super important. We are not working for us. We are working for the society. Next. Can I see the next slide, please? One back, please. Yes. The third R is the R of relationship. We cannot exist without deep cooperation with the industry. You do this excellently, and we are also trying to do that. Without industry giving us the information, what has to be researched, supporting us in how can we do it, and using our results, apply them, we have no reasons of existence. Next slide, please. One example for that, please click on, click on. Go ahead, sorry, next one. More important, thank you. Next. Thank you. Business relationships, but also extend to feeding industry with our graduates. What you see here is a recent question from one of our companies that asked us to find innovation managers, senior R&D engineers, junior R&D engineers to build up an innovation hub for Southeast Asia. They are planning to do this in Malaysia. And they asked us, do you have talented students that might help us to do this job? So we are disseminating results, but also we are disseminating our talented students to those companies. This is a company who is working also, by the way, in Indonesia, a formwork company. Next one, please. We engage in political and research networks. Some of those research networks you know. The Horizon Europe is a very popular funding program for engineering projects. There are local, there are national, and there are international organizations. Without being intensively connected with them and day by day standing on their doors, you will not get the funding that is required. We have a huge department that is only going after taking care of those networks that we need to finance our activities. Next one, please. Reducing barriers to stakeholders. Now I need to read again because it's so small, sorry. I'm getting old. These are some comments that we found over the years when it comes to how to improve relationships with the stakeholders. And the stakeholders can be companies, can be other universities like UKI, can be the governments, can be businesses, can be political organizations. First, we need to rethink our research in a business perspective. Businesses sometimes do not understand the fundamental research results, which are great, that we are producing. They need to have a little bridge, a little translation. What is in it for me? What does that mean for me? And we have to help them. They sometimes do not understand the great amount of wisdom that we are producing. So we need to be translators to the business, more simple approaches and attitudes. We have to balance mainstream themes like digitalization, but we should not only focus on those. If we only focus on mainstream things, we might forget uncharted territory. We might forget the issues that are important for tomorrow and for the day after tomorrow. So we have to balance. We have to escape the silos. We have to encourage our researchers to work together. Innovation is something that sometimes happens by chance, that cannot be planned. That happens if a person who has no clue about what you are doing is asking a silly question. And if this person is asking a silly question and you have not a clever answer, you start to think. And then, after a while, you have a clever answer to this seemingly silly, but at the end, very clever question. And that's innovation. That's how it is happening. We should align with the government programs and initiatives, and this is what we are enormously doing. So all our research is aligned with what is the government giving us as big lines. We are autonomous. If we don't like to do, we don't. But if we agree, we do. We need to involve our stakeholders, and I will show you in the next slide why this is very important. And lastly, what you are doing is great. We are not so good in that. Celebrating successes. Celebrating if something goes good, goes well. There is a saying of a German soccer trainer many years ago, which is the sentence that I hate most in my life. He once said, after the game is before the game. That's not true. That's very bad. If after the game is before the game, we have no time to recreate, to get in harmony, and we have no time to celebrate. So we say after the game is celebration, relaxing, and then is next game. Very important for us. Next slide, and then I'm coming to an end. What you see here is the typical innovation cycle. It starts from knowledge acquisition, goes through several phases, and ends with a final product. Two problems are included here. When to involve our stakeholders, when to involve our businesses, when to involve our governments. If we involve them very early, the likelihood that they change the outcome is very high. So at early stages, we should involve those people who are experts in their fields. We should find those that have a knowledge. And then comes a phase, which is the prototype building phase. This is a lovely phase for politicians, because they see then in the factory that something is happening, the first piece is dropping out of the line. Here, we invite those people who need recognition. Because if those are satisfied, we get again the power and they trust in us. So we are very careful in when to inviting our stakeholders in our innovation processes. We take care of that. Next, please. I'm coming to an end. Concluding thoughts. My university goes for relevance, rigor, and relationships as the main drivers of innovation and engineering. We believe that all the benefits that we create have to be explainable and have to be visible. If we have a success, we celebrate it. We have to work out best case scenarios, because that might help to create awareness of the benefits. And this is what I mean when I say that companies do not understand what we are doing in research. We have to create stories for them. We have to be, in a sense, marketers of our innovations. And we are not very good in that. So we have to improve. And lastly, university level cooperation, as we are doing it here, is the main driver. And it's vitally important to find and work on the relevant topics with professional rigor and in hopefully best relationships. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Sehetner. And the next presenter is from the architect study program of Universitas Kristen Indonesia. I know her since she was a student. Okay, I will introduce her for short. Dr. Sally Septiana Napitupulu. So I'm gonna call you as Dr. Napitupulu. Received her doctoral degree in architecture with climate building specialization from Universitas Katolik Parahyangan. Her master degree in architectural design with a climate building specialization also from the same university, Katolik Parahyangan, and her bachelor degree in architectural building technology specialization from Universitas Kristen Indonesia. And she is also the lecturer of Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Okay, Dr. Napitupulu, time is yours.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So, yeah, so it's my turn. So, Prof. Zedner, you are free now. It's time for me to nervous. So, I want to say hi to my student. Where's my student? Okay, hi guys. Thank you for coming. So, can you show my slide, please? Okay, so on this occasion, I will not give something deep, but I will give something light so we can understand together, and not too engineering, but more general, so we can know how to accomplish it, the renewable energy together. So next slide, please. So as we can see from the title, that's the two concerns. The first is renewable energy, which is our future, using clean energy that focus on empowering wind and sun. And the second one is how we accomplish it together. Together is mean we as a multidiscipline, like architecture, engineering. Can you back to my slide, please? Okay. There is architecture, engineering, physics, environment, biology, and medical. So architecture in this discussion will be separate from engineer to facilitate understanding of the position of each discipline. Next slide, please. So, as we know, I think my voice is too big. Okay. As we know, the main problem that we can feel together is climate change. So the earth getting warm, temperatures and sea levels is rise, natural disasters are more common. Can you show my slide, please? Okay. So, emission increase through the use of electricity, transportation, industry, deforestation, and building. And the temperature until now increased to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Okay. Test. Okay. So if the temperature increase to 4 degrees, animals and plants will become extinct due to being unable to survive the hot temperature. Next slide, please. So data speaks that human influence has the greatest influence on the climate change in the form of well-mixed greenhouse gases, which increase carbon dioxide levels. Next slide, please. So as you can see in your left, global warming is begin from 1850 and always increase until now. And that climate change make us face disaster and natural disaster more common, like flood, landslide, avalanche, drought, wildfire, tornado, and storm. Next slide, please. So, more specifically, the Southeast Asia area is one of those that has experienced a high increase in heat due to the human influence. So, if you can see the SEA, I can show you in your left near Australia, that's SEA, if you can see, is experiencing a temperature change from human contribution at high levels. Okay, next. And how about Indonesia? If you see from the comparison of Indonesia with the whole world, per capita energy consumption in Indonesia is not the highest, but if we look at the increase from 1965, it can be seen that per capita energy consumption is always increasing. So since from 1965 to 2021, relative change per capita energy use is increasing by 909%. Next. And for the main source of energy in Indonesia until 2021 are still focused on the coal, oil, and gas. And this formation of renewable energy has not become the main focus. Yes, next. So, because of the focus of the energy formation, Indonesia and its participation in increasing temperature through electricity emission is one of the highest in the world. In 21 years, carbon emission from electricity have increased by 14%. Next. So, in terms of the use of renewable energy, until 2021 in Indonesia is still low, even though Indonesia resources are abundant. So maybe you cannot see clearly about the graphic, but the graphic is told that Indonesia still lose from Malaysia and Thailand from the term of use of the renewable energy. So if you see the comparison of fossil fuel and renewables energy since 1985, fossil fuels create 252.87 terawatt per hour, when renewable just create 56.22 terawatt per hour. Next. Okay, so the concept we will develop is renewable energy. In Indonesia, can be done using wind turbine, hydro turbine, solar, maybe solar panel or solar cell. So, wind turbine can using open lands that have potential as a wind farm such as coast. Hydro turbine using large rivers that have the potential as hydroelectric power such as Kayan and Mamberamo River. And solar can using open areas or private lands to become solar farm, such as roof or shared land that is planned as regional solar farm. If we succeed in implementing the renewable energy, so the electricity need in Indonesia will be met through renewable energy, because Indonesia renewable energy have the potential to produce more than 400 gigawatt of power. Next. So the question is how we can accomplish it together as a multidiscipline. So I give this boundaries from the architecture perspective, because I'm from architecture faculty. Yeah, next. So to know it first, the key goals is to understanding that to achieve a healthy architecture cannot be seen only based on the architecture itself. So to make it easier to understand, I divide it into three parts. The first one is architecture and health. A healthy building guarantees the user health both physically and mentally, and it's associated with sick building syndrome. And the second one is architecture and technology. So the second one is not focused on smart technology, but on its relationship with renewable energy as the main source of building operation. And the last one is architecture and ecosystem, which focus on the function on the building as a place that invites animals to also live in the building area, expanding the animal living area. So the first one is architecture and health. So you need to know what is building syndrome. So the sick building syndrome is the sum of symptoms that are felt when using a particular building or room. Usually these symptoms will occur in buildings or rooms that are sick and will decrease when humans leave the area. So in severe conditions, sick building syndrome can also give deadly disease such as cancer. Based on data from the World Health Organization, in 1984 alone, there were at least 30% of buildings in the world whose construction could cause sick building syndrome. It comes from poor indoor air quality. So if you can see in the picture on your left, on your left. So the sick building syndrome can cause headaches, fatigue, sore eyes, cold, cancer, depression, and stress. Yeah, next. So what is in relationship with renewable energy? Architecture and health is seen through environmentalism, which is one of focus in architecture that ensures building can work passively, using wind and sun to fulfill human thermal needs at least 12 to 18 hours. And architecture and health ensure that humans adapt again to current conditions so that the body systems are able to adapt to current climate change without having to rely on artificial comfort. So a focus on health in architecture is often referred to as an ambitious way because first, forcing building users to refrain from using artificial comfort when the ambient temperature or room temperature is high. And the second one is forcing building users to adapt their activities and what they use, such as clothing, to the environmental condition in which they are located. And forcing building users to change their mindset to improve environmental conditions with a minor movement that comes from themselves. So, which disciplines that can contribute to this field? Discipline that contribute to this field is several scientific disciplines that are corporate in environmental medicine, which is medic, chemistry, and physics. Collaboration between architecture and medic can study about the equilibrium performance of building condition, the increase and decrease in hormone quality, and the effect of radiation on the body. Whereas architecture and chemistry can create a mood board regarding the ingredients of a building materials and its effects on the human body, but in the short or long term, and the maintenance of the building materials in accordance with the ingredients used. And architecture and physics can focus on human thermals, such as temperature, wind speed, humidity, noise, and light. Next. Next. Okay. The second one is architecture and technology. Still, architecture and technology still associated with the field of architecture and health, using renewable energy as the main source of electricity in buildings, which is solar panel, wind turbine, and hydro turbine. It is not related to smart technology, which is currently viral, but rather to the placement of technology in a building and region. Next. So disciplines that can contribute to this field are engineering, which is mechanical, electrical, civil. Collaboration between architecture and mechanical can determine what renewable energy technology is appropriate for one building or an area, including the shape and size to fulfill the required energy capacity. Whereas architecture and electrical divide electrical points for each technology to ensure that electrical radiation does not excessively affect the human body. And from architecture and civil, determining the size of structure for a building so that the building will not be easily damaged, especially in relation to the use of renewable energy machines, which tend to be large and heavy. Next. So the last one is architecture and ecosystem. So this meaning is building as habitat, not just for human, but for animal and plants too. So buildings, not matter how tall or low the building is, must be able to become an area that can also be a green area and invite animals to perch either temporarily or a certain period of time. Animals in this case are not big animals, but small animals such as insects, bees, butterflies, and small birds. So, next. Want to know about architecture and ecosystem, I try to adapt thinking young thoughts. So in planning a building that has the aim of improving the environment, there are several things that need to be considered. Is any animal that can be invited within a certain height? What plants can survive in any altitude and certain environmental condition? And the structure to support the building and the plant's use. So this architecture and ecosystem still have pros and cons until now. The pro is body thermal comfort is easier to achieve, mental health is easier to maintain, the space use is fresher both visually and physically, and the use of electricity can be reduced. But the cons is not all building users like animals, especially insects. And construction costs tends to be large, and maintenance costs tend to be large. Next. So, discipline that can contribute to this field is applied science and engineering. More specifically is environment, biology, and civil. Collaboration between architecture and environment is about understanding of the environment in detail and its relation as initial data of a building design that focus on environmental condition and location characteristic, whereas architecture and biology, knowing the types of plants and animals that will be in the building area and how to handle these two living things so it will not disturb the comfort of building user. And for architecture and civil, determining the size of the structure of the building so that the building is not easily damaged, especially related to the importance of planting area of a medium or large plant. So next. So the conclusion is an architectural approach that originates from a concern for the environment does not rule out the possibility of a deepening of architecture through interdisciplinary collaboration. Together with environmental medicine, architecture can be deepened through a focus on health, especially in relation to the equilibrium system and the thermal comfort for a building plan, such as the placement of walls, doors, windows, grids, building columns, building orientation, etc. And together with engineering, architecture can be deepened through the influence of technology on the planning of a building, starting from the placement of space, the comfort of activities, to the strength of the building structure. And together with applied science and engineering, architecture can be defined through the influence of the need for the animal and plant habitats in building areas, on the planning of a green areas such as vertical garden, roof garden, terrace garden, etc. So the closing statement is, what we are facing is not easy, but it is not impossible for us to fix it together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Navitupulu. And the last speaker I will introduce Professor Dr. Peter Kremser. Is that right? Okay. I will introduce you that Professor Kremser was born on March 4, 1945. He holds the position of the Professor for Cross Culture and Marketing for University of Applied Science, Upper University of Applied Science, Austria, and he is also one of the lecturers at University of Indonesia. His area of teaching are economics, marketing, and laws such as constitutional and international and administrative. Okay, Professor Kremser, time is yours for 25 minutes.
Thank you so much. Welcome. I'm very happy to have the chance to talk to you. Give me 2 points to put before my presentation. I would like to congratulate yourself. I was in the education exhibition, and I'm amazed what interesting young students you have in Indonesia. Congratulations. The idea is that we, in cooperation with FH Austria University, we would like to give basically students, in combination with our two cultures, the European culture and the Southeast Asian culture, a new combination, and with that a new perspective. Because, why? I feel that if you finish the university here, you have a lot of competition. And this competition, you can reduce the number if you combine the advantages of two different cultures and put it together in a study. So I had a quite good experience there, that young students could be possible, for example, to study engineering medical or the medical engineering. And then if they're ready, they float back to Indonesia and use for their study additional the high outcome of Indonesian herbal, for example, with the objective to strengthen the immune system. If you do this, then our university will come again into this picture in Austria and say, why do you make a kind of research in the university? So the student can and have the possibility to float back to Indonesia and will be in the competition, well, number 1, number 2 or 3, not many competition than there. So my suggestion to you is to use the full capacity and possibility what we have just signed here to make with all the faculties what we have a combination. That we basically give you the chance to be in this huge competition situation smaller, and you be the best. This is the idea. The profile of an engineering in future, I will put only a very, very small part in it because it is very complex. And we have to face a lot of obstacles in future. A lot of new products, new ideas are waiting for you, and it's on you to grab it. My first slide is, well, our university in Upper Austria in Wales. This is the technical campus. Important, this campus is situated in the town. So you have the possibility to communicate in the town, and you have so basically the pleasure or the nice situation that you experience living in Austria. And if you see the beautiful building, it is the latest technology situation what we can give to our students. Next. The students need support. We try basically to support. You are the future. Not we, you are the future. And I have put so basically two persons which are for me people who are giving future to the students. The first one of the left side is basically Dr. Julius Tandler. He is basically industry minister in Germany around 1920. And he was also basically one man who is giving the young students opportunity. And this is the same what you need. Look for the people like Papa, that they give opportunity for you. We are not for us. We are here for you. The second is so basically Papa Magnus. He spent his whole life in Indonesia, and whenever I will talk, and I'm talking with him, the love of him for the students and the possibility how you get better, what is your best opportunity. This is basically, I appeal to see it and to use it, the advice. Next. This is a chart, which we have so many charts, but if we think about the future, you have a chart where you have different spectrums of possibility in every state. And your task is to look after this chart, where you are integrated in the mechanical engineering, in the engineering and the technique, and then basically to make the combination. Next. Now, I've brought you two important self-made men or important people as a sample. The left one, if you know it, is Mr. Davidov. Now, Davidov was starting as an entrepreneur in Russia, and he has basically started up the famous Davidov cigar. As you know, for example, you have tobacco here. It is not a reclam for tobacco, but it is typical. You have a tea plantage here. And see if you have a special talent for something where you could be in future in combination with engineering, then number one. Example, tea plantage. There are very, very few people who understand tea very well. And the engineering, the news, the new products are running and are in principle very fast obsolete. Because what you have in engineering is two items. Number one, it must function, and number two, it must be economic right. So our engineers, we are very close. So basically I was in a big company. We built a beautiful line for the post office, but the line was so heavy and it was so expensive that it was not feasible. So important is the way for your success is to find, number one, your talent. And then combine it with that, what you have learned in the engineering, and combine it basically, these two cultures, what we have just signed now. And then I can say, you will have success and you will be one of the best. On the right side is Amadeus Mozart, maybe you have heard it. This is also something what I would like to stress out for you. A single one, just only to have only some item, some subject, is in future not enough for your going and coming into companies, jobs, society. You need as much as possible different aspects. If it is future, if it is music, if it is experience in chess playing, whatever it is, it will help you in future. Next, please. Now, this is something interesting. I've brought you a smaller mineral processing machine. And also here, it's very simple. On one feet, we stay in the future. In the second feet, we say, how can we make this better? This is a brand new engine, and it is crushing minerals into sand, into a special dimension. And the situation is, yeah, it is easy, you can make it. But the machine is the latest technology invention from our Austrian companies, and is connected during it is function and running with the headquarters in Austria. And Austria can see what you can make right, how we can help you, what we can so basically make better, and how you can operate a machine economically. So this is a sample that this machine, I can promise you, will be in 10 years again obsolete in the view of economy. And you have, if you start engineering, you must calculate that this is a process. It is never finishing. Next. Next, please. This is the result of the machine that you have. So basically a very high quality of sand and ammonite. And the idea what is in the back is we have to see that quality is not coming automatically. Quality is starting from the beginning of a building process until to the end of the maintenance. So if the first mix, if you have a concrete mix, is already wrong, for example, the engineers are saying they have fish in the sand, yeah. In the end, you have a wrong or a low quality infrastructure, and the low quality infrastructure will give you problems because in some short time you have to produce it again and build it again. And this is something, in my view, very, very important, that you go into the direction where high quality is needed. I know it is basically a compromise to cost and to quality, yeah, but the sustainability is very, very important. And every time if you start engineering, then please think about the end, and the end of the project is very important, at least also for your country. This is something, the next. This is, looks, no, the next, yeah, this one. This looks not very much exciting, but it is. It is the first combination, what I have said in the beginning, it's a dry dam. And we do have in the dry dam basically the landslide. And we have learned that landslides are not only dangerous, they only costs a lot of money. So we have the other before, slide before, please. slide before. Yes. So basically what we have done and what I have supported is a natural geotextile. That means, how do we do natural geotextile? We try to use bamboos and put bamboos as an option for natural geotextile. We are working now in combination with the experience of Indonesia for the bamboo, with the worldwide one of the best geotechnicians in California, with ITB Bandung, and of course, number one, I should say it, but I'm a little bit, low profile, with Mrs. Sophia Messerschmidt. She is one of the best dam geological specialists in Austria, and I think in Europe. So just now, tomorrow, we formed this team, and the outcome of the team is the probability of Indonesian bamboo for landsliding in Indonesia. And if this team is coming to the study to the conclusion, yes, this makes sense, and the professor in California says, yes, this is a very good idea. I never have seen it. I would like to have it also in California. Then Indonesia can export this idea in the form of a new geotextile natural sustainability. Indonesia is sending the bamboo nursery, the bamboo plants. They send it already to Tanzania, Africa, and other countries. And so Indonesia has, for Indonesia, a high value and can export also this idea around the world. And this is what we wanted, what we have signed, a combination between these two cultures and these two possibilities of our university, UKI and FH Austria. Before I end, I must say, very important is the intercourse and interpersonal skills. There is, and I would like to stress it out for you, there is basically a huge demand that you not do something in your corner or on your working place. Nowadays and in future, it is more. You have to intercommune with your colleagues. You must know what your colleagues prefers. You must reduce sometimes tensions, and you have to basically only success if you can manage this. And this is not every time easy. This is from the security until to the final project, the timing, etc., is in your hands, and it is a very, very important part what you can already do during your studying. Make your gangs, make your interest groups, and if you have this, then you will be more successful. Next, please. No, there's one missing. Okay, I tell it to you by verb. It is not now, my sample, what I tell you sounds fun. Around 1870, the cities in the world were all nervous and say, according to our statistic, according to our information, we will have in 20 years so many horses and carriages in the city that the mania will be 1 meter high. So we cannot use our cities anymore. We do not have the possibility to enjoy our cities. So the pollution we have still now. So it is still for you a task every time to think how you can make the pollution better. But nobody was thinking at that time, and this is the interesting part for you, that the automobile is coming, because before that they had the coaches, and the coaches you think is absolutely necessary, and nobody is thinking 1700 or 1870 about that there will be an automobile. So be ready, and it is more obsolete than ever that you have to think new products, new possibilities are waiting for you, and it's your time to wake them up and bring them into the society. Last. Yeah, this is so basically a kind of a view of a street in 1870. And you see, so basically, next. So, and then I would like to give you a small joke on the way. My chuchu was also living in Indonesia, and in the primary school, the teacher is asking, "Do you speak a second language?" And my chuchu was saying, "Yes." "And what language is it?" "Indonesia, Mrs. Teacher." "Can you speak a little bit Indonesian word?" So chuchu said, "Yes, I can speak." Truth. Thank you so much.
Professor Kramer. Okay, thank you very much, Professor Kremser. And I think now is the time for question and Q&A. So the time, I believe, 25 minutes. I open the first term for 3 questions. From my right side is 1 question, in the middle for 1 question, and my left side is also 1 question. Okay, is there any question from my right side? Okay, 1 in the middle here. Okay, in the middle there is no, just a moment. In the middle there is no question. I will give you. You will be okay. Okay, now this is the man next to. No, you are the first. Okay, now you are. Okay, first question. I think the man behind. I don't know. Yeah. The student around with black. Okay, that's one. Okay, your question.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sorry. Can you hear?
Here also. Miss Bennett.
Hello.
Oh yeah, maybe you can come out here.
Okay. Question is.
Come out. Student. Yeah, I couldn't hear also. Okay.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Rivaldo Germanus Jamlian. I'm a student in SIP. I'm class of 2020. My question is, what should be prepared by young engineers in facing correct problem and challenge? Oh, sorry.
Your question is for.
Okay.
To whom do you want to ask a question? To whom is the question directed? To her?
To 3.
To all 3?
Teachers.
Okay, let me show.
Okay, this is my question.
All of you. What should be prepared by young engineers in facing current problems and challenges? That's your question?
Yes, one.
Okay, I try. Yeah.
Okay.
So the question is going to all 3 of us, yeah, and it says, Shall I read in Indonesian? No, English. What should be prepared by young engineers in facing current problems and challenges? I have a very simple answer on that, but at the same time it's very complicated to achieve. It is not different whether you are an engineer or a scientist of another discipline. I say it's 4 letters that you have to keep in mind. K, S, A, O. K stands for knowledge. That's what you get here. Skills, S. Skills is the application of knowledge through repetition and exercise. A is your abilities, and we cannot teach you the abilities, you have to bring them. Abilities are your talents. If you do not have the talent to be a wonderful piano player, we can train you as much as we want, you will be mediocre. So you have to bring some talents that fit to what you have selected as a studies. And then we have the O, and the O are others. And among the others you have the motivation. If you don't have the motivation, your skills, your knowledge and your abilities will not help you too much. And the other thing is your personality. Not every person fits into every discipline. So there has to be a match. We cannot teach you personality, we cannot teach you ability, but we can teach knowledge and skills. Those are the 4 letters that are very important for engineers, for medicine, medical doctors, for business managers to meet the challenges of tomorrow. Knowledge, skills, abilities, motivation, personality. That's my answer, but maybe...
I would add here something which is, in my view, very important. Be patient. Because if you are final from the university, the praxis is starting. The praxis is starting. So please be patient and have the spirit. Then nothing goes wrong.
Yeah? Okay, the next. That ladies first. Yeah, ma'am. Okay, yeah. You want to come or you want to? Okay. Buat siapa? Oh, to Miss Sally.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Prestasi Aswinda Zewua. I am from Civil Engineering Program Study. I want to ask about how to minimize the impact of challenges of natural disaster, global climate changes, and other issues.
Thank you for the question. Can I answer this as use bahasa so my student can understand? Jadi di sini saya akan menjawab dengan bahasa Indonesia. Pertanyaannya adalah bagaimana kita mengurangi dampak climate change, ya, dan isu-isu lainnya. Jadi ini sebenarnya adalah salah satu bahan mata kuliah saya. Kalau buat yang sudah ikut rekayasa lingkungan pasti mereka paham. Untuk meminimalisasi adalah kita harus merubah diri kita terlebih dahulu, gitu ya. Jangan di saat kita kepanasan kita langsung pakai AC, tapi sesuaikanlah pakaian kalian dengan kondisi yang ada seperti itu. Tetapi jangan juga pakai yang terawang-terawang ya. Kalian terawang-terawang itu nanti kalian dianggap tabu nanti. Tapi sesuaikan aktivitas kalian dan apa yang kalian gunakan dengan kondisi iklim. Jadi itu adalah yang paling minor, yaitu ubah mindset kita. Seperti itu. Lalu untuk bagaimana kalian bisa membantu secara mayor, tentunya kalian harus merubah gaya hidup. Seperti itu ya. Jadi memang untuk yang perubahan minor harus mulai dari diri kita satu persatu. Kira-kira seperti itu. Terima kasih.
Okay, I think the last one on my left side. Yes, you are.
Dia ada yang manggil. Saya mesti keluar dulu nih.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is David. I'm from engineering department, majoring electrical engineering. So first of all, I want to thanks to three of speakers, Prof. Andreas, Prof. Peter, Prof. Dr. Saling. The presentation is good. I got some insight, but I have something to ask, especially for you, sir, because my question is relevant with your topic. So my question is, what are the ethical considerations that engineers need to address when developing innovative technologies? And how can they ensure that their technologies do not cause harm or exacerbate existing social, economic, or environmental inequities? Because the example like, okay, we talk about electricity car. Okay, maybe, that's new technologies because we use electricity. And because of that, there's no emission when we use that. But when we go to when we back to home, and example, my car is need to charge, and then we charge from PLN. Then 80% of PLN use coal, and as we know, coal make the effect of coal is carbon dioxide, and it's not good for our earth. And when it happen day by day, time by time, it makes our earth is not good, and the SDGs is not afford. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry, ini dari sini.
Okay. So thank you very much for this question. This is our relevant question. And it is, I'm not in the position to find an answer to this question that solves all the issues that gentleman has mentioned. We researchers can only try to do our best. We have to understand that there is always a trade-off between what we are doing good and what maybe might harm others. This has to do with some principles of physics, that energy actually, just to raise one example, cannot be produced but just transformed. So we do not have, and especially I personally do not have an answer. I can just tell you how we are performing this. You can find on our website our ethical code of conduct for researchers. It is very comprehensive, and it includes about 20 pages. Now it's working. Where we try to describe what can a researcher do to at least do his or her best to avoid harmful consequences. We follow this code of conduct, but we fully understand that we do not solve all the possible problems. But there is maybe one thing. Your own bright mind, your own consideration, your own judgment, when working on something, taking a break, sitting down and thinking what could be positive and also harmful consequences on your individual level. Most of the answers of ethics can be found by ourselves and our own values. So think, if I'm doing something, what might it harm, and am I ready am ready to accept. There is just one last statement. There is the so-called Blanchard-Peel framework of ethics. I don't know who knows that. The Blanchard-Peel framework of ethics asks 3 very simple questions. Is what I'm doing legal? Question number 1, is it legal? And that can be easily identified. Just read the law. Second, is it fair? Do I perceive what I am doing as to be fair? Is it fair to some and unfair to others? You consider maybe I don't do it. And the third question that the Blanchard-Peel framework is raising, the third question is, what would happen if I make a decision as an engineer to produce something and the next day I find myself in the newspaper reporting about what I did and my parents and best friends are reading this? How would I feel? If you think about these 3 things, is it legal, is it fair, and how would I feel if my best friends, parents and relatives read about me or my deed, then sit up. This is what I can say. Hopefully that helps a little bit.
Okay. Okay, the time is still available or not, Ms. Bennett? The time is still available for question. Okay, the next I will open one terms more from my right, in the middle, and in the left side. From my right side, who have a question then? No? Okay, from the middle, I saw one student. Okay, thank you. And from my left side? No question? And from the lecture, maybe you have also a question that you want to ask? No? Okay. Okay. Your question goes to which one?
Mau nanya ke
To you, Miss Sally.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you for your presentations. I really love the materials you guys gave. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sartika Yolanda Napitupulu, and I am from the Architecture Department's batch of 2021. So about my question, wait, let me breathe. Okay, so about my question, I want to ask regarding the more vague aspects of comfort, such as the ideal temperature for comfort, which from what I've read, is actually different from everyone, such as someone might find a room too hot and someone might find the same room too cold. So my question is, as an architect, how do we find the middle ground in this aspect without much use of electrical resources in order to help preserve energy as architects, especially in public spaces? And second, how can we as architects help in changing the mindset of others in the importance of energy preservation? That's all I want to ask. Thank you so much.
Dapat dari mana? Sartika? Can I borrow your phone, please? Can I borrow your phone, please? Because your question is so long. Okay, so you can back that. I will bring back to you now. So, regarding... How can we assure the okay, so the first question is, Regarding the more vague aspect of comfort, such as the ideal temperature for comfort, which is different for everyone, how to find a middle ground in these aspects without much usage of electrical resources in order to help preserve energy. Okay, so Sartika, if I would mind ask you, what kind of public spaces do you mean in here? Is that a park or public building or? Can you give her a mic, please?
Okay, allow me to answer your question. The type of public space I want to know about is public buildings, miss.
Okay, public building, such like office or mall like that, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
So, how to find a middle ground? So, if you learn about the theory about thermal, is there any breaking about the how temperatures that we can feel safe? Our body can feel safe. It's like 26 degrees Celsius until 27 degrees Celsius for the room. Okay, but for the environment temperature, we need to the maximum temperature is in 31 degrees Celsius. So that's the middle ground. So when you design something like an office or apartment or public space like a school, like a mall or hospital, you need to make sure that your room that you create can achieve that range. So, and the next question is, how can we as architects help in changing the mindset of others in the importance of energy preservation? So, how can we changing the mindset of others? It's not an easy way. I told you it's not an easy way, but we can uh, change the other's mindset from our commitment. So, like we have a client that want to design their building like so many glass and some and maybe so many air conditioner. You can change their mindset with your knowledge about the how bad our environment right now, right there. Maybe by show your commitment to have a better environment, is maybe someday we will can change other mindset. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I give notification that the time is up. Okay, I think I will close this event and I will give you back to Ms. Bennett. Yeah, time is up. Okay. Okay, thank you, gentlemen, and you are. Okay, see you. Okay. Maybe you may sit there. You can back. And don't forget your.
All right, thank you very much for the moderator and speakers for our today's public lecture. Once again, everyone, let us give a big round of applause for the speakers and moderator of today's public lecture. We would like to acknowledge the presence of Rector of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Dr. Daniswara Kaharyono. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite all the speakers and moderator to come forward to receive the certificates of appreciation. First, we would like to invite Rector of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Dr. Daniswara Kaharyono, to give certificate of appreciation to Professor Andreas Zahetner. Thank you very much. Now, we would like also to invite Vice Rector for Student Affairs, and Cooperation, Dr. Iyad Vedasi Tepu, to give certificate of appreciation to Professor Dr. Peter Kremser. Now, we invite the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia, Diki Antonius ST MSc, to give certificate of appreciation to Dr. Sali Septania. And now we invite Asri Purnamasari SPD MED Intesol, Director of International Office Universitas Kristen Indonesia, to give certificate of appreciation to Insinyur Suryo Abadi MSc. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this opportunity. Again, we invite Dr. Daniswara Kaharyono as Rector of Universitas Kristen Indonesia, along with Mr. Diki Antonius as the Dean of Faculty of Engineering Universitas Kristen Indonesia, to give the official souvenir to Professor Andreas Zahetner and Professor Peter Kremser.
Yo prakanca dolanan ning jaba padang pulang kaya rina rembulane sing awe-awe ngelingake aja padha turu sore.
To the Vice Rector for Student Affairs and Cooperation, Dr. Iyad, please come forward to the stage, along with the Vice Dean and also the Head of Study Programs of Faculty of Engineering. Yeah. All right, everyone, please take a look at the official camera in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again, 3, 2, 1. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us listen to the closing statement delivered by Diki Antonius STMSC as the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Kristen Indonesia.
Check. Good afternoon, everyone. And shalom, salam sejahtera, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Firstly, I would like to thank you again to our main speakers, Professor Dr. Andreas Zettner and Professor Dr. Peter Kremser from Applied Science Upper University, Austria, and our speakers from our faculty, Dr. Sali Napitupulu STMT, and our moderators, Insinyur Suryo Arbadi MSc from the Mechanical Program Studi Faculty of Engineering Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Once again, please give them applause. Next, I would like to thank you to the support of our head of study program, electrical, mechanical, architecture, and civil engineering. We are very happy to sign the MOA between UKI, especially from Faculty of Engineering and our university. This public lecture is actually the first application of this MOA, and we hope you really understand what we are discuss about future of the engineering. However, we already mentioned that it is not only engineering, but also the multidiscipline technology in the future. For example, from Faculty of Medicines and vocational program study. That is why we are inviting the student from the faculty. And then, therefore, we have discussed from the previous meetings, and it is available for our students from engineering to exchange to the Austria to learn and to study, even to have some scholarship and study in Austria for engineering. And it is also available for exchanging the professor from Austria and the Faculty of Engineering in Universitas Kristen Indonesia. Therefore, I encourage each of the head of program study, mechanical engineering program study, electrical engineering program study, civil engineering program study, and architecture program study to pursue this kind of application of MOU so that our students can experience engineering in the different continent, which is actually, that is also part of my dream. And then lastly, I would to thank you for the support of our rector, Dr. Daniswara Kaharjono, SHMBA, and vice rectors, Dr. Reriet Sitopu. We are very happy to make this as our first step to cooperate with Upper University. Once again, I am personally very happy to make this cooperation with Upper University. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy these public lectures, and we hope we meet again in the different kind of cooperation. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we end our event, let us express our gratitude to God by having a closing prayer. It will be led by Mr. Andrew Effendi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we end our activity, let's pray together. Our Father in heaven, we are really grateful for all your blessings and guidance for us today, so we can carry out our activity well prepared for today. Lord, we will soon end our activity. May you always bless each and every one of us that have gathered in here. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Only in the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen.
All right, everyone, this is the end of our event. We thank you for your participation in joining public lecture, Engineering for Innovation, Issues, Challenges, and Opportunities. See you next time.